So the president is trying to raise the minimum wage from $7.25 to $10.10. Now, you may say, whoa, that's a big jump. Well, there's a reason for that big jump, because we haven't raised it in a long, long time. And whenever we do raise it, we raise it just a tiny bit. To give you context on that, do you know that if the minimum wage had kept up with productivity since the 1960s, you know what the minimum wage would be right now? In the ballpark of $24 an hour. Wouldn't that be nice? Now look, and here's the thing, when I say keep up with productivity, you have to understand something. The American worker earned that. You were really productive. Congratulations. Well, did you get the fruits of that? Nope. No, that went to the executives, okay? Your minimum wage is still stuck at $7.25, right? So now if you went to $10.10, it wouldn't have kept up with productivity. Obviously, it'd be less than half of what it should be based on productivity. It wouldn't have kept up with inflation since the 1960s. But it's better than $7.25. Now, am I the only one who thinks that? No. Economic Policy Institute gathered up 75 economists, not a big deal, including 7 Nobel laureates. So these guys might know a thing or two about economics. And they said, yeah, of course you should raise it to 10. That's not a moral question. They said economically, it would not only help the people who get that wage, but it would actually help the whole economy. First of all, it would lift about 5 million people out of poverty, so that's great, okay? But here's the interesting part. It would actually also grow the economy by $22 billion. And then it would add 85,000 new jobs. Now, let me pause there to explain why. Now, a lot of Republicans and conservatives will say, no. You guys don't understand economics. You see, if you increase the price, what they'll have to do is hire less people. And so you're actually creating more unemployment by increasing the minimum wage. And if you took first week of Economics 101, you might stop there and go, oh yeah, well, oof, that's a good point. But if you're not a freshman in economics and you've actually studied past the first chapter, you'll find out that that is not necessarily the case. And these 7 Nobel laureates, among other economists, know economics. And what they're telling you is it depends on where the wage is. Now, if the minimum wage was so high that it actually inhibited people from hiring, well, you could see that effect. That is a possibility. But it isn't that high. It's incredibly low. So when it's this low, what you do is when you pay people the extra $3 or so, since they're in a lower income bracket, they immediately spend it because they can't save it. They got to pay the rent. They got to buy food. They have to spend it. And when they do, that goes back into the economy, and that money creates more jobs because the economy is then raised, and you need more people. When you have that demand, you need more people to create the things that are sold. So, and the price is so low that it doesn't actually affect the number of people that are hired. Because, and I know from our experience, as a small business, we know in states that have minimum wages that are above $10, that it doesn't actually affect how many people are hired. In fact, this is not guessing, it's not anecdotal. These same 75 economists point to report after report showing that when those states increased their minimum wage, they did not lose jobs, they gained jobs. So when you hear the talking point that, oh, it's going to actually make unemployment worse, it is demonstrably not true. That is said simply because the Republicans work for corporations who want to pay their wages, to pay their workers less. They want the wages to be lower. So they go, yeah, I'll buy those politicians. They'll keep the minimum wage low. I'll save a ton of money. And where will that money go? Right into my pocket. You see, the executives that are making millions of dollars a year, they do save. Now that's a good thing for them, but for the economy, that money doesn't go back into the economy, and it doesn't help it as much as if a person in a lower income bracket has the money. That's just, and that's again, not a moral judgment. That's just an economic reality. So now if we raise it to $10.10, which is what people want here, that's the legislation that's offered up in Congress and the president supports, well, at least then everybody will be out of poverty, right? No. Well, they recently did a study in 2012 and tried to find out the minimum amount you need to be able to survive in the cheapest county in the country. You know how much that is? You need to make $10.20 an hour. Minimum need to survive in the cheapest county in America. So it's not like we're being overly generous. This is literally the bare minimum we can do. In fact, it's a little less than the bare minimum we can do. Right now, it appears to have very little chance of passing because the House Republicans say, not on our watch. We will not help Americans, the average guy, middle class. By the way, these are workers. They're not bums. They're not 47% milking off the rest. They're hard-working Americans. And they say under no circumstances will we help those guys. You go keep voting for Republicans. Unless you're a millionaire or some Christian zealot that doesn't give a damn about facts, you're an idiot voting against your own self-interest if you vote for Republicans. If you're an executive of a multinational corporation, on the other hand, you love these guys. You get your money's worth. Every legalized bribe you gave to them, they give back to you plentyfold. It's democracy. Democracy. You guys still think we have a democracy? You think we have a republic? You think we rule this country? The donors rule the country, man. $7.25. Productivity was great. Congratulations. You reap none of the rewards. If you're sitting there wondering how come you can't get out of that poverty, this is why. Because they bought off your politicians while you weren't looking. And you still keep voting for those guys. Yes, the Republicans are disastrous. If you vote for a Republican, you should have your head examined. Democrats are barely better. They're also very, very corporate, and they're also bought under the same system. So usually they give a lame effort, and then the Republicans win. And that's probably what will happen here. Look, if I was a Democrat and I was earnest, here's how I would do it, okay? I'd come in and I go, okay, look, I would make this case. I say I'm going to raise the minimum wage. I'm going to help hardworking Americans. I'm for hardworking Americans. The Republicans are for multinational corporations. Do you know how easily I would win that race? I would crush the competition. This guy's for big fat cats. He wants to have them have more yachts. You're out there working every day, and what do you get for it? Right? Now, why don't the Democrats do that? Because they fucking like losing. They get paid by the same guys, so they get paid to lose. So they go out there and they're like, oh, okay. Look, I've shown it to you in previous articles where Democrats literally will say off the record, well, we can't run that kind of populist campaign because that would offend our donors. Welcome to so-called democracy. You know what I want. You know what I think. We got to get an amendment, right? If we don't get an amendment getting money out of politics, we are going to be forever screwed on all of these issues. Look, our site is wolf-pack.com, okay? Go, become a member, sign up. This is time for action, man. Look, I talked to the state leaders this weekend on a call for Wolfpack, right? And rah-rah speeches are good, and you know how many people we got signed up on the website to volunteer? 10,000, okay? That's more than enough. That's plenty. But you know what? You got to actually do it. I mean, it's good to get excited. It's good to sign up, but we got to go get them. We actually don't need that many people. If we had 1,000 warriors that are actually going and calling our local state reps and senators, we would win. I guarantee you we would win. All we need is 1,000 hardcore guys, not guys who are going to say, hey, listen, man, look, and don't get me wrong, every little bit helps. If you don't have the time and you want to donate money, you want to sign a petition, great. It all helps, okay? But if I had 1,000 warriors, 20 per state, that'll do it, okay? That actually hit the phones and worked hard on this, we could win and we could regain our democracy. And then you'd be shocked at what you could actually make for an honest day's work. Instead, they're robbing you blind as we speak.